righty then. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. It's time. It's time. It's time. Once again, it's time for another Your Saltwater. Turn phone off. Your saltwater guide, Captain Dave Hansen, coming to you live here. We're going to get going in just a second, waiting for a few more people to jump on because today's show is super important. This is very, very important. We're under attack again, the sport fishing industry, those of us that fish on our private boats and those of us that fish all over the place in Southern California, we're under attack. It's hard to believe. Turn phone off, but we are under attack. So, first of all, though, let's talk about Okuma. Today is Okuma Wednesday. We always talk about Okuma products on Wednesdays, Okuma Fish Labs, and today, no exception. We're going to talk about we're going to start off with a Okuma product, one of my very most favorite reels to fish with, the Cortez 5. I love this little reel. Fits perfect. I use it on my, if you look at some of my videos, me fishing in the mangroves with my 9-foot PCH rod, I'm using this Cortez 5. This thing is just a phenomenal little reel. Super good gear ratio, big power handle, holds plenty of line, perfect for that smaller grade yellowfin, perfect for the smaller grade yellowfin, perfect for fishing for the yellowtail, the white sea bass, calico bass, all the other fish that show up in the Southern California bite. This reel is phenomenal for fishing for all of them. I fill it up with 40-pound braided line. It works just fine. We have a blast fishing with it. And I want you guys to understand, it's got the cast control on the side, so you're going to love that. Those of you that are still learning how to cast a conventional reel, you're going to love that about it. It's just an all-around phenomenal reel for fishing in Southern California. So check it out, the Cortez 5. You can't go wrong with this little reel. It's a workhorse. It is an absolute workhorse. The thing stands up to a lot of abuse, especially the way I fish. This thing gets beat up pretty good. And I'm telling you, I've never had a problem with it as far as, the drag washers or, this doesn't work or that. I've had this Cortez 5 that we're talking about right here for about 7 years now. And the thing works phenomenal still to this day. I catch plenty of fish on it. You're going to love it. That's the Cortez 5 by Okuma. But let's get into what's really going on here. Let's get into why I sounded the alarm about and what we need to talk about today and what is super important, gang. If you fish, I don't care if you fish in Florida or you fish in Texas or you fish in Southern California, this should really, really bother a lot of you. Once again, in Southern California, they're after another one of our fisheries. They're after our rockfish. Again, they just can't, I don't know. They're not happy. Let's just say they're not happy. So they're after our rockfish, even though 3 years ago, a big study came out that the rockfish populations in Southern California had came back to record numbers. That was the report that we were all given, that all the work that we had done, staying away from the depths, that the population had come back very well. All right. And that's what they wanted us to believe. And that's what we believed. And they started opening depths up again because we were stuck at 350 feet or 300 feet. And then we got 400 feet. Now we have 70 fathoms now. Or we have unlimited. We have 800 feet of water spots. Now we can fish in different zones that aren't in the Calcon conservation zone. All this stuff is contradictive for what they're telling us now. Gang, you won't even believe what's on the books now and what the Sport Fishing Association of California, my sister and Ken Frankie and Wayne Cattell from CCA have come up with the idea. We're going to try to save this. We're going to try to get out in front of it. We're going to try to be proactive. They want the copper rockfish and they want the quillback rockfish, which I'm sorry, but if you've ever been fishing, which obviously they haven't, but if you've ever been fishing, we catch plenty of those. We catch plenty of them because the population isn't in danger. But it doesn't really seem to matter anything about population or what's really going on. They want that, and what they're planning on doing is to drag the rockfish closure out in Southern California out for another 2 months. Yeah, I know. That would mean May. You're not going to be able to start fishing for rockfish till May. So what Donna over at Dana Wharf, Ken Frankie, and Wayne Cattell have come up with the idea that we need to grab those descending devices, which I've been telling you about. I've been talking about them on my live shows here the last few, for the last month anyway. We need to get our descending devices. We need to start sending back down the copper rockfish and the quillbacks. We need to stop taking them. Don't have them on your sport boat. Don't have them on your private boat. I know it says you're allowed one. Let's just, I don't know. Let's just try this. It may work. It may not. I don't know. But I'm telling you, we got to do something. They're going to close the rockfish. I know. It's hard to believe this. But basically what's going on here in Southern California is they don't want us to fish anymore. Let's just be honest, for God's sakes. They don't want us to fish anymore. It started with the MLPs. And a lot of you have your own selves to thank for this, because when they took away our calico bass, there was a lot of you that said, oh, it's about time. I can't catch anything. I don't know how to fish, so there must not be any. So yeah, take away the calicos. So they took away our calico bass, and they made them 14 inches, and they made us only catch 5. And now we got to take these big spawners out of the equation because we want to have something to take home to eat, where the science had all been done, and we were catching 12-inch calicos, and the population was phenomenal. But now we have to take these big, giant calicos. It didn't help anything because you're still not going to catch bass if you don't know how to fish, and you're still not. But you all got on the boards and you got all out in public and you said, well, it's about time. I don't even like calicos, and you shouldn't take 10. You should all. I think the limit should go to 0. Gang, you got to stop giving them this stuff for free. That's unbelievable, but we got to help this time. We need everybody to get a descending device, and we need everybody to start working on this rockfish. Let's get out in front of it. Let's get out in front of it. We're hoping this is going to help. If we don't take any, and they don't come on our boats, and they don't see us with any copper rockfish or any quillback rockfish, I know there's a bunch of different ways they can look at it, but let's just say we're catching plenty of them. We're making our own choice to let them go. We're using our descending devices to let them go. And over at Dana Wharf Sport Fishing, my little sister over there, Donna, she runs the operation over there. She's offering you guys, the first 10 people that come into Dana Wharf Sport Fishing, you're going to get a free descending device from my sister. If you tell them that you heard about it from your saltwater guide, Captain Dave Henson, go to Dana Wharf Sport Fishing in Dana Point, California. She's going to give you, the first 10 people are going to get, you're going to get a free descending device from my sister, okay? But you got to, we've been talking about this for a month and a half. You got to have them on your boat anyway, because they're going to want you to descend, and they don't want 20 dead rockfish floating around your boat when they pull up anyway. So you need to have a descending device, and then we need to get in front of this, and we need to start sending the quillbacks and the copper rockfish back. And if you don't know what those two things are, my good friend Jim Buchanan sent me a whole list, and it's available for you on my website at yoursaltwaterguide.com. You can go over there and you can see what these rockfish look like. I have a whole bunch of pages of all the different rockfish that live in Southern California. And if you don't know what the copper looks like and you don't know what the quillback looks like, you need to figure it out, and you need to start sending them back down. We want to try to be proactive. We don't know if it's going to work or not, but we got to try something, gang. We can't afford another closure in Southern California, man. They've got us down to barely being able to fish anymore anyway. 90% of the stuff we catch, you can't keep. But my family's been on the cutting edge of this thing, being proactive for a very long time. My dad, God rest his soul, he's the only reason. Well, there's a lot of people, but he's the main reason why we get to keep 2 bluefin. If you don't think that's true, Google Don Hansen, fisheries management. Google Donald Hansen, fisheries management, and see what he did to make sure. Could you imagine this industry if we couldn't have bluefin? And the take 5 years ago was, or 6 years ago, no, 7, I'm sorry, 2015, was 0. It was 0 take on the bluefin. The bluefin stock is at a record high. No one's ever seen this much bluefin in Southern California. All right. But my father worked damn hard to make sure that we were able to take 2. If we weren't allowed to take 2, the industry would be done right now, because if you really look at what's going on since 2015, there really hasn't been any offshore fish to fish for. Yeah, a little bit of yellowfin, a little bit of yellowtail coming on the kelps, end of the season, a little bit of dorado, but not enough to sustain the sport fishing industry. It's all been that bluefin, and it's all been from being proactive. So maybe this will help. This was one of my father, Ken Frankie, and my sister Donna's ideas. Let's put the quillback rockfish and the copper rockfish back. Now, those of you on the East Coast and in Texas, this should scare the hell out of you. This is what they have planned. They want to stop. If they find out, who are they? Well, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out who they are. If they find out that you're enjoying anything, the moment they find out you're enjoying it, they're going to tax the shit out of it till you can't afford to do it. Then if you still can afford to do it, then they're just going to start taking it. And they've taken so much from us here in Southern California, but it ought to scare the hell out of you in Florida and Texas. It ought to just scare the hell out of you. You keep keeping those days that you have in your offices right now there, because those days in Texas and Florida are the ones that are keeping you guys open. The days that we have in California are on a mission to make sure we don't get to fish. They don't want us fishing. There's a couple of other things coming down the pipe right now that you won't even comprehend. That 30 for 30 thing still out there. Yeah, they kicked the can down the road a little bit, but it's still out there. They want 30% of the fresh water and they want 30% of the salt water. Another thing they want is the sheephead. They want the sheephead so bad. I don't know why, but God damn it, they want the sheephead. And the other thing that my father and Ken Frankie and Wayne Katow and a lot of the Lannies and a lot of the bait companies have been working on for a long time behind the scenes, most of you don't even know, they want the sardines. Yep, they want the sardines. Even though 90% of that sardine that our bait boats catch for us goes right back into the ocean alive, they still want it. They want that forage fish now. They're coming, gang. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, and I'm going to keep informing you, and I'm going to keep letting you know what we need to do to try to get out in front of it. But I'm telling you, gang, they don't want us having fun. They do not want us fishing. They do not want us having fun. I'm just trying to inform you of what's going on. Because, man, there's a lot of us that really enjoy fishing. There's a lot of children that need to be aware of how much fun it is to fish. They just keep taking and taking, and now they want that rockfish, and they want to extend the closures out. So let's be proactive, okay? Let's try this. Let's see if this doesn't help us. Let's just try it. If it doesn't help, what are we out? Nothing. If it does help, we're in. So let's start putting back the quillbacks, and let's start putting back the coppers. Let's all get a descending device. Let's make sure that when the Fish and Wildlife pulls up to whatever boat we're on, sport boat or private boat, you don't have 10 or 15 rockfish floating around the boat that you didn't want. Let's put them all back down with the descending device. Let's get in front of this. Let's be proactive. Please, I'm begging all of you. Now, the Sport Fishing Association of California and a lot of different companies asked me to talk about this. They reached out to me because they know I have a big platform. Right now, we're getting about 1 million to 1.5 million views every 2 days across our social media platform. So we can make a difference, gang. Those of us that are going out on our private boats, we can help. We can make a difference. And there's a lot of you on here that go out on party boats, that go out on the sport boats. You can help too. Go down to Dana Wharf Sport Fishing, or go to one of your local tackle stores, or go somewhere and get a descending device, put it in your tackle box. And when you go rockfish fishing, when you catch a quillback, or you catch a small rockfish that you don't want, or you catch a salmon grouper that you don't want, or you catch a copper that you don't want, send it back to the bottom. Let's get out in front of this. Let's be proactive. Let's see if we can't save our rockfish fishery, gang. We already lose it for 2 months, which is devastating for the sport fishing industry. And it hurts all of us. It hurts us private boaters too. We love to fish rockfish in the wintertime when there's nothing else to catch. They've already taken it away from us for the month of January and the month of February. Now they want to take it for March and April. It's absolutely amazing what they want to do here, gang. So I need all of you to help me make this a reality. Let's all get together. Let's all get these descending devices, and let's get together and do this. All right? Please. Thank you. Help us to help us to help you so that we can all fish in Southern California. And I'm telling you, those of you on the East Coast and those of you in Texas, they're coming for you too. So be careful. Be careful, be careful, be careful. And I know California makes you laugh, all these rules and regulations we have out here. They won't go after the real problems, but we can't talk about that. I did on one of my shows, and we got in big trouble. It's that animal that swims around. That's the real problem, but we're not going to talk about that. So look, Okuma, Cortez 5, check it out. We still have that contest going on. Go over to Your Saltwater Guide on YouTube. Leave a comment on the interview Michael Folks did with me on my YouTube channel, Your Saltwater Guide. Leave a comment. We're going to pick one lucky client to win that bag of swag from Your Saltwater Guide and from Inside Sport Fishing, some t-shirts and some hats, coffee cups from Your Saltwater Guide and from Inside Sport Fishing. And then don't forget, leave a fish report over at yoursaltwaterguide.com. All the members over there, leave a fish report. Gang, I want to thank you. I sounded the alarm. It looks like we got a ton of people watching. I thank you very much. We got like 600 people watching on TikTok, over on Instagram. We got a bunch over on Facebook. We got about 120 right now. It's crazy, but we had to put out the word. We need to get this out. When I get done with this, when we go off the air, I'm on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. Share the shit out of this, gang. You got friends that fish. This needs to get out. We need all of you to help us to get in front of this so they don't close another fishery on us here in Southern California. Share the shit out of this, please. Share, share, share. It will only help all of us. Share. Bye. Hello, hello, hello. I'm back. Did you miss me?